Porn Stars and People Podcast. I'm Dan Frigolette. I'm here with Keli Richards.
Yes.
Thank you for doing this.
I'm excited.
Good. Yeah, we
now I know how to pronounce your name. Frigolette.
Frigolette, like Gillette. We are, where are we? We're somewhere near Exotica.
We are near Exotica Expo.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is your first porn convention.
This is my first expo. Yes.
Cool. What do you expect?
Oh.
Hold on, we got to figure out a way so that you're both
here.
camera. Yeah.
Okay, so what to expect? Well, as I was reaching out to my fans, saying that the last award, or I don't even know if we call this an award show, it's an event, correct? Yeah. So the last one would have been 1984, 85.
Well, it's a convention. This is called a convention.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'd never been to a convention.
Yeah.
I've been to the AVN Awards, which was in 1984, 85.
Right. Where was it held?
It was in Vegas.
No, do you remember which venue?
Yeah, no. All I remember is I was there representing Hollywood Video with Hal Freeman, God rest his soul, for my Caught From Behind series, which is I'm on the cover of Caught From Behind Part 4.
What's Caught From Behind? What was the
Caught From Behind was the anal series.
No shit.
Are we allowed to say that on?
Yeah, you can. Wait, so anal in the 80s.
Anal
in the 80s must have been heavy taboo.
Anal in the 80s, as I've been told, I actually
Are you OG anal girl?
I'm OG anal girl.
No shit.
I'm the OG anal girl. I am the OG anal DP girl.
Oh shit.
Most of my movies, probably 98% of my movies back in the 80s, any that have come out from there, all anal.
No shit. So like, I don't know how to. There was actually a shift in porn for me in my like mid-20s, where all the girls that I was used to watching started doing anal, but it was like that hit in like mid-2000s. So that was the big wave of the new round of anal. It's just interesting.
Right.
Literally, you set the bar.
But I was like John Holmes.
Yeah.
Which was 14 and a half inches.
Yep.
Or 50, and Dick Rambone was 18.
Okay.
If I could remember that, but I remember the length.
Yeah.
But yes, so I was the one that took John Holmes and Rambone.
That's your DP.
That was no, I did both them anal.
No shit.
And my DPs were with John Holmes and say Mark Wallace, Tom Byron, Ron Jeremy.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, bangs.
You're straight veteran status.
Yes.
Wait, so what brings you back to the industry? What's your goal? I guess.
I guess what my goal is to be the next MILF of the year.
Okay.
I can say that.
Yeah, I don't even know.
You know,
yeah,
and I don't know that I've ever achieved that.
Right.
And coming back, I felt like I wasn't done.
Right.
I wasn't done. And over the years, I always had 1 foot in, 1 foot out, stayed in touch with Jim South, my agent.
Yeah.
But, of course, I got married, had a child, had a career, and then just something clicked. And
did anything ever happen where – now, the 80s the coverage in the 80s wasn't as substantial as it is now. Did you ever run into a problem where you got recognized?
Where we got recognized? Just at the awards shows, probably.
Yeah. Like you weren't just walking around wherever, Massachusetts, and got recognized like in the streets.
No. I mean, maybe once or twice in a video store.
Interesting. Right. That's interesting.
In a video store.
That's interesting. I was watching, I was listening to another podcast, and it was this thing, it was with Edward Snowden, and he said that he barely gets recognized, but when he does get recognized, it's when he's in a computer store. Something about like the human mind where people are like associating it. So you're in a video store.
I'm in a video store, and
now
I
they're
had
like, oh, this person's in videos. That's interesting.
I had someone actually in Houston. I walked into a video store in Houston and had... it was an Uber driver.
Yeah.
And he happened to be looking. All of a sudden, I hear, "That's Keli Richards."
That's Keli Richards.
And I was like,
so funny.
Yeah. It's exciting.
So that's recent.
That's recent.
No shit.
That's recent.
So yeah, my first like push into this industry at all was I met somebody at a comedy show, came up to me and said, "Hey, I used to do adult films," and she had all these stories of getting recognized and all these other things. So that was like my first push of like really understanding what it is to be in porn, and then leave, and then try to just, like push it to the side and not have it be part of your identity anymore. And it seems that it was difficult for her.
Uh-huh. I think for me, it never left me.
Right.
What it did is because of my background, it more so I allowed it to destroy me
Yeah.
in the sense that my family made me ashamed.
Sure.
My husband, just going forth, it was something that people used against me.
Interesting. So it's like every argument was like blah blah blah, except remember when you fucked Ron Jeremy.
Right. Remember,
Interesting.
I'm taking your son because you
You fucked
are an
Ron Jeremy one time.
ex-pornographer.
Interesting.
Even though I was 18 at the time and I didn't even know you.
Right.
You know
right.
what I mean?
Right. I
Like
think that's weird. I think we need to forgive people's past. I think it's weird that we like, because here's the thing. You have a record of it, right, on film that it happened. Most people, when you meet them, they're not going to start telling you about their past.
Right.
And so you don't think about it. But it's this weird hang up that we have that, like, for some reason, we think that, like, we can be jealous of something. Like, you can't be jealous of somebody's past. It's
exactly.
crazy.
It's a sexual encounter. So if I engaged in it doesn't matter what type of sex I engaged, whether it's on camera or off camera. If I'm going to marry you at 25, and before that 25 years, I engaged in all that behavior, who are you to come to me and throw that up in my face? I didn't even know you. You weren't. It didn't affect you.
Didn't know you. Didn't affect you. Also, it's also like how you became you.
Right.
And how you got here.
Right.
So what's your takeaway from marriage and that kind of stuff? I know it didn't go great.
No, it didn't go great because I put it this way, and we're in the porn industry, but I didn't pick the person God picked for me.
Sure.
That's how I put it.
Sure.
So the people that I picked were people that I was a caretaker. I'm a caretaker. So I tended to allow people in my life that one, I have to care for.
Yeah.
But two, that I feel beneath. I allow them to make me feel beneath them.
Okay.
So, my first husband was a very successful salesman. I was an executive's wife. I worked in the financial industry. I'm very intelligent. I went back to school for my associates. I crossed over to the medical field. Like, I did something with my life. On the other side of the coin, I'm a recovering addict, and I've been to federal prison.
Sure.
So, you can look at me from this perspective, or you can look at me from this perspective, but guess what? I'm just this person.
Right.
And as far as marriage takes work. And it's not just one individual, it takes two individuals. And the biggest thing in marriage, I find, is if you can just be yourself and say, hey, honey, you know what? You come home and say, can we cuss?
Yeah, of course. Whatever you
Honey,
want.
guess what? I fucked up.
Yeah.
I fucked up. It doesn't matter what you did that day. If I can come home to my partner and say, I fucked up, okay, so let's fix it.
Right.
Let's us fix it.
Yeah.
Not, oh my God, how could you do this? How's this going to make me look at work and this, that?
Yeah.
You're hung up on the wrong things.
Yeah, I agree with all those things. I think there's an element to relationships that is missing. I think there was something that was actually very poetic about two individuals like having something about gender roles worked because it was these are your responsibilities, and it's not necessarily that women belong in the kitchen and men belong in like the workplace, but it was about if you come like you were going, listen, we're all going to do half of the duties,
Right.
and if you don't do your half, you fucked up.
Yeah.
And we don't do that anymore. Now we just go, I can do all the things. And so then it's like, if that's true, then we don't need another person.
Exactly.
And then why are we even trying to, like, the problem that I find a lot is that people are trying to live a relationship on half 2019 rules and half 1950 rules.
I agree.
And it's not going to work out.
I agree. They I see that that it doesn't matter what the role is. Like, I'll get out there and cut the grass.
Yeah.
Why is it when I was living in Georgia now, in the South, a lot of the men do the work and
Sure.
the females
Right.
don't. But why can't I cut the grass?
Sure.
I enjoy cutting the
Yeah,
grass.
I've been trying to find out. I've been trying to find a relationship in my work because I work nights. I'm a comedian. I've been trying to find a relationship over the years that I've never bumped into this thing where it's like, happily, I would be the stay-at-home dad type of thing, while like so if you work 9 to 5 and I work nights, it's like perfect. We can both be with
Right.
whoever for whatever period of time. And it just feels like even when I've had those relationships that maybe would lead to marriage, maybe would lead to kids, it was like this like trade-off of like, no, you don't get to like be home with the kids all day because I want to do that, and it's like it's this weird.
I
Like,
would let
we're
you
like,
do whatever you wanted to do. I would let this man do whatever he wanted to do. If you look in his eyes, oh my God. What happened? What happened?
Whatever. But we're stuck somewhere. No, nothing happened. I'm great. Things are
No,
good.
you're beautiful.
Things are great. Things are great for me. No, but I really like I've honed in on comedy and that being a thing that's really important to me. And I find that the deeper I get into comedy and my own identity, the more I realize that the rest of the world's on some other page.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I mean, I've just started to be comfortable with me. When I came back into the industry a year ago, first of all, I just found out that Gin Blossoms has a song out after me called Keli Richards.
Is that right?
Yes, it was written by
That's
Doug
so funny.
Hopkins.
Okay, so it should be told, I'm doing 27 of these episodes in like 2 days. So I Googled you on the way over here just so I knew where I was walking into because I don't remember from my calendar, from my spreadsheet, what it's like black, white, green. I don't know, dude. I don't know what I'm. Right. So I Googled you and the Gin Blossom, and I was like, why is Gin Blossom coming out? That's so funny.
Yes.
That's you.
Yes.
I didn't know that. That's funny.
I didn't know till
you just found out.
The early 2000s. So here I am. Someone brings it to my attention that this band wrote a song after me, and then I listened to the words.
What's the lyrics?
The lyrics are: she came all the way from Boston, all the way to the streets of L.A. She wound up on the screen. I saw her going down. No, I don't know you. No, I don't know you at all. At one point, it's I bought a gun. Now it comes down to me or you. I bought all your magazines. And, I mean, it's just very humbling.
Yeah.
So, of course, my first thought is I want to meet this person that wrote this song. I don't know why.
Now, I don't know the Gin Blossoms very well. Do you know who the lead singer is?
I don't, right? I don't. Well, it was, to my knowledge, at that time, Doug Hopkins.
Okay.
Who committed suicide in the early 90s.
Based on your song.
I don't know if it was based on my
Did
song,
did he shoot
shot
himself?
himself with a gun.
Yo, you killed the Gin Blossoms. You killed the Gin Blossoms.
I did not.
You did too. Hold on.
So
Internet. Confirmation. You killed the Gin Blossoms.
I did not.
It's fine.
Kill
Listen,
the
he was
Gin
going to kill.
Blossoms. They are still making music today.
He was going to kill himself either way. But
he was
so don't worry
kill
about
me.
it. Well, yeah. So it worked out. It worked
God
out
bless
in
his
your
heart.
favor.
I mean, to think that we were at the time both addicts.
Yeah.
And I survived, and he didn't.
Yeah.
So this world took him and didn't take
right.
me. So I feel very fortunate and very blessed.
Yeah, I mean, jokes aside, that is
But I
beautiful.
mean, all jokes. Yeah, I get it. That now that you made me think.
But also, I've been adding these physical challenges to these episodes, so we know what we're doing after this. We're karaokeing your song. Do you know your song?
I do.
I've never seen it, so it's mostly going to be on you.
We got to play it or something.
But we're playing it, and we're going to karaoke it. That's going to be the end of the episode. Check that out on
cool.
YouTube.
So
that's hilarious.
Yeah, so Doug Hopkins and I reached out to the band on several occasions, and hopefully maybe one of them will see this.
Nobody's responded?
Nobody's responded. So guys, look, I just want to meet you. I've been asked to do
maybe it's a point. Maybe it's a point of like contention for them. Maybe they do blame you for him.
Well, you know, it turned actually when I researched it, they said they were just coming up with like funny things to do, and it was fun to make a song about a porn star.
Yeah.
And I happen to be the porn star.
But it's also like we men. I don't know. I can't speak to women, but men we fantasize, like we'll go as far as a relationship in our minds with our porn stars. So it's not. They can say it's random as it is, but like you were something to this guy.
Oh yeah, it was very explicit in the song. It's like I saw you in my dreams.
Yeah.
I don't know you. Keli Richards.
It's about you.
Keli
I mean, you're
Richards,
Boston. Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. It's very crazy.
Yeah.
The Gin Blossoms. Mm-hmm. Very cool. Shout out to Gin Blossoms. I'm very excited for our physical challenge later on. I don't know why I'm calling it that. It's not very physical, but it's
I was gonna cook. Thank God you didn't ask me to cook.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know how that was gonna happen here.
But
What did you? I asked you. Suggest you were like, can cook a steak in under. What did you say?
I could cook meals in under 30 minutes.
Okay, porn Rachel Ray. That'd be a good porn though. Rachel Ray, like meals in under 30 minutes, except.
Yeah, but with a microwave.
Yeah, don't do that.
No, we don't want to do that.
No,
I'm Italian.
Don't cook. Yeah, don't cook with a microwave. I'll leave right now. I don't care.
No,
I got enough of this episode. I won't. I've removed the microwave from my life.
That's
out of my house.
I cook on the stove. Like I'll do anything. You give me anything, even pork chops, right down to my roommate loves to eat.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what I cook. I've learned how to, like, for pork chops. You know,
Yeah.
you usually have pork chops and applesauce. Now I just throw the applesauce in.
Right.
Because if you cook pork chops on the stove and add the applesauce in with the pork chops, oh my God, they just melt in your mouth.
Okay. All right. Shit. Yeah. Once you like figure out cooking, there's almost nothing that you can't make. It's like
Now, are you Italian or Greek?
I'm Italian.
You're Italian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why
So
did you
do
think Greek?
I didn't think Greek. I knew
Frigolette. No,
Italian.
it's
Look at that.
Frigolette.
Yeah, I know he's Italian. So you know, growing up, how many children in your family?
So I'm one of 4.
I'm one of 8. I'm the
Nice.
youngest.
That's crazy.
So we weren't allowed.
Different time.
Yeah, different time. But we, as females, were not allowed to leave the house.
Sure.
Especially on the weekend.
I've met these girls.
Yes.
I've met these girls in New Jersey.
Clean.
I don't understand, because then what happens is I'm dating a girl who's 26 in New Jersey, and I'm staying at their house, like under the roof with their parents. Like, why is this better? Why is it better that I fuck your daughter at your house?
Well, I don't know.
So that you have some peace of
My
mind.
dad was a cop. You
Yeah.
weren't getting through the front
But
door.
that says like so you have some peace of mind that she's not like out there but she is.
You wouldn't get through the door.
That's funny. No, I think dads would like me.
No, he would like you, but you would not get through the door to
Maybe
fuck his
not.
daughter
Maybe not.
on the
Maybe not.
same roof.
Maybe not. No, so I used to. I've dated all sorts. Like, and it is the closer you are to immigration, the more likely it is that your daughter has to live in your house for a long time. That's what I found.
Well, my mom was the Italian, so she was very, very strict.
Yeah.
My dad was Irish.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and I don't know. I watched my dad put a gun to his head and pull the trigger when I was 11.
Wow.
He was a policeman, but he was Irish,
Wow.
and that's where the dimples come from.
Yeah.
I have my daddy's heart. My
So
daddy's
wait.
dimple.
So what
And
do
the
you?
blue eyes. See
What
the
do you think
blue
this?
eyes?
Yes, I absolutely see the blues. So how do you think that affected you for the rest of time? Your father committed suicide in
Oh,
front of you,
God, how
and
did-
why is it in front of you?
Why is it in front of me? Because my dad made me who I am today, which means I love, I'm compassionate, I care about people. Whereas my mom's very materialistic.
Right.
She was, more about look what I have.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure. Keep telling.
Look, it was more like look what I have versus look at what I have for you. That's the difference in the parents. I want to be the person that says, what can I do for you versus what you can do for me?
Sure.
And I think that was the difference in the upbringing. That's where the family split.
No, but not even that. I've bumped into this a lot, and I'm trying to be sensitive to the notion. But I've met a lot of people over the years who have suicide in their lives, and what is the piece? I mean, was this an accident? Did he did this in
No.
front of you?
No, he was on the phone with my mother. She was going to leave him after 28 years of marriage, and they were separated.
Why do we think that somebody leaving us is enough of a catalyst to end our lives? That I don't understand.
So that's what instilled in me. So when someone gets ready to leave me, I'm like, God forbid anybody, I'm going to make you leave me before you decide to leave me.
Sure.
And
The
then
fear of
that's-
abandonment thing.
Exactly.
Right.
Big time abandonment. And it took me many, many years to realize that you had to be okay with self. Now.
So hold on. So you're in the house.
Yeah.
Your dad's on the phone with your mom,
Yeah.
and he's in the argument, and he's just armed because he's a cop.
Actually, no. He was crying. My mom was at home.
Yeah.
At the house, and they were separated.
Yeah.
And I was at the apartment where he was staying, and I was in the other room.
You're 11.
I was 11.
Which
So-
walking into your father's apartment after this
Well,
split with
I
your
was
mother
there
is
staying
hard
with him
enough.
for the
Yeah, but that's
weekend.
hard enough. Just going to your dad's apartment and letting that moment sink in that your parents aren't together.
Right. Yeah, he was my hero. I went everywhere with my
Yeah.
dad.
And he's on the phone.
And he's on the phone with her, and his partner yells up, Mikey Greenwood, God rest his soul. Mikey Greenwood yells up and says, Tom, I don't know if we can use names. You might want to.
Yeah, sure. Just
says, I have Chinese.
yeah.
And my dad yelled down, not right now, I'm on the phone with Mary.
Yeah.
So he left, and then the next thing you know, all I remember after that was coming around the corner, and the gun went off. After that, I don't remember anything,
Right.
but I do know after many years later, I was researching to write a book, which I actually have a book coming out it's being wrote by, I don't know if I'm supposed to say his name, but anyways,
The ghostwriter?
Jim Steele is the author, and he's going to be writing the book with me.
Yeah.
And he is such a sweetheart, and he has been the most caring and compassionate and just all around nice guy. And he knows he just knows how to put words on paper.
Right, how to write the
so
story.
I'm really
yeah.
excited about the book. We were hoping to have it come out before the AV ends, but it's not going to happen because
Okay.
I'm a little lax. So, anyways, that's all I remember. But I remember researching later, and it said in the police report, my mother never called the police. So she didn't hang up the phone after hearing the gun go off and call the police.
She
Yeah,
thought it was bullshit, or she knew?
No, she just didn't.
She didn't care.
I can't answer that.
You don't have a relationship with your mom now?
No, not right now. No, we do
Okay.
not. No.
But what a crazy thing. And you were the only kid there.
I was the only child there.
And so what did you do?
I don't remember.
You don't know if you
All
called the
I
cops?
remember
You
is
don't
the
know?
next day. All I remember is showing up at the house with my sister. I'm with my sister, showing up, and my mother's on the couch in the living room hyperventilating.
So now it's real for her.
Now it's real for her.
And now she's reacting
Well,
to
I
it.
don't know if it's real for her. She's acting.
Interesting.
I know.
Interesting.
It's a
So
very
it's
hard
so
subject.
crazy
It
how
is.
much what we do, and this is a dumb thing to say, but like even like I don't have any children, so even to the effect of like having a dog, like a dumb thing that we tried to like ride a bike with the
Yeah.
leash attached, like when she was a puppy, and we fucked up because we didn't know how to do it, and I clipped her toe, whatever. She was fine, but like. She's afraid of bikes to this day.
Right.
It's like it's so crazy how every experience we have as children
Right.
makes us who we are forever.
Right. You know, it's funny because I just learned recently, and someone brought this to my attention, and I just caught myself doing it. My mother, yes, we didn't have a relationship for many years,
Yeah.
and then she became my best friend
No
because
shit.
I learned forgiveness,
Sure.
and then it reverted back to the way because reality kicked in.
Interesting.
So this has always been my problem, is that, and with my husband too, is when someone does something to me. He's such a nice guy, though. He has such great attributes. She's good here, she's good here. I make excuses. For their behavior, and then when I screw up,
you don't get the
world-
same respect.
The whole world knows.
I see.
Good. Kelly went to federal prison.
Interesting.
Kelly's never done a good thing in her life. She's this, that, and the
I
other
see.
thing. So why am I making
because
excuses?
of what you've done, because of how you create the hierarchy of your relationships.
Right.
You've put yourself on the bottom, and then that becomes
Right.
the role. So what'd you go to federal prison for?
Uh,
I like you just throw these things in. And like I'm just
said,
gonna-
I'm an open
Like I'm
book.
just going to
It's
leave
not
it there.
like
Of course
the
I'm going to
Rialto
ask you about
report.
that. What'd you go to federal prison
I went
for?
to federal prison for fraud.
What did you fraud?
In 2004, I embezzled money.
Okay. How long were you in prison?
I was indicted. On my first indictment was 27 months, and my second indictment was 5 years and 10 months.
Wow. So you spent not
Overall, close to 8,
trials.
almost 9 years in federal prison.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's your
2 back here, there. The last was my ex-husband kept calling probation, saying, "I know you're screwing my wife. I know you're doing this. I know you're doing that." Guess what? They slapped me and sent me back for 9 months.
what?
'Cause they couldn't do anything to him.
Oh.
So I just said, you know what, max me out. So instead of being on probation and I could leave the state, I said, max me out.
Really?
Yeah.
You chose to go back.
I chose to finish out and be done with the federal government.
And then you come out and then there's no probation.
No probation.
I didn't even know that was a choice. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you find
Like
did you
Lori Loughlin and I seen Felicity Huffman.
the whole admission
She's
scandal?
at the same prison I was at.
I didn't even realize that's what happened.
Felicity Huffman.
She's
is
in prison right now?
Yes,
I
she's
didn't
doing
realize.
her 14 days in Dublin.
Oh, 14
I
though.
did, 14 days.
Yeah.
I did RDAP at Dublin, which
What's
is
Dublin?
a residential drug treatment program.
Where's that?
It's in Dublin, California.
Okay,
So
interesting.
she's at the camp.
No
so
shit.
I see they show a picture because they're asking Martha Stewart what
And
she
14
looks
days
like.
is 14 days is bullshit. 14 days
14
is just
days
like
is
is like
nothing.
let the press like let
Like, I
America
can't
know
believe
don't do
they
this.
even let her go there for 14 days. What a waste of taxpayers'
Right.
dollars. That really is a waste of taxpayers' dollars.
What's the taxpayers' involvement?
Well, I think don't the taxpayers pay to house
Prisoners.
prisoners?
That's an argument.
that an
I don't want to get.
argument?
I don't want to get. I don't want to
Okay,
get deep
okay.
into the politics
Well,
of
I
prisons.
think it's somebody's cost.
Well, prisons are making money. Prisons
Yeah,
are
it's
are
making
are
money.
privatized at this point. So there's a
That's
lot of
true,
money
too.
involved.
That's true. Yeah,
But more of that, it's more of a statement to the country, like, don't do this.
but
We'll put
14 days
we'll put
is not
actors.
a
Yeah, we all know
statement,
it's bullshit.
especially to a camp.
Yeah, we all know it's bullshit. It's not real prison. It's whatever. But it's something.
It's not a punishment. Send him to state jail.
No, I totally agree
No,
with you.
send him to state jail versus federal.
I totally agree with you.
That is a punishment.
Yeah. I mean, I've had weekend lockups in places where people that I know that are awaiting trial just have to sit, and it's not cool.
Put him in solitary confinement.
It's
for 2
not
weeks.
cool. It's not a good
No.
thing. It's not a good feeling. It's not a good situation
No.
to be involved in. And and I was there overnight on some bullshit, and
Right.
it's like, if God forbid you had to just be there and out of control. We
You
all
know,
know.
You know
yeah.
what she's doing? She's either sleeping, crocheting.
Sure.
She's on the track.
She's feeling very sorry for herself, I'm sure.
There's nothing
like-
to feel sorry
Like
about.
it's not good, right? Like, it's not fun, like, to be
a
locked up,
daycare.
right? But she's not experiencing what you experienced.
No, right.
Like, we'll give her but obviously
Now,
she's
Lori
not
Loughlin,
having a good
who
time
just got
though.
indicted
Do you know what I mean?
for more charges. Now
Yeah.
she's going to be looking at some time.
Yeah.
I was there with, you know who was there? The housewives
Which one?
from Atlanta. Teresa.
The
Teresa was in.
Guadina. What is
Yes,
it? She was involved in
she was in
mob
Connecticut.
shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where was your? This is my fault.
She was
I'm
at
making it more.
Danbury,
I'm making it more
Connecticut.
difficult than it needs to be. Sorry.
She actually was there at that facility.
The same one that who's that?
Now, I was at Danbury as well, but I was not there at the time she was.
I see. So
Okay.
legit. Like, there's so many like prison shows and everything. And again, I don't want to trivialize
Yeah.
your experience.
No,
But
you
what do
don't
you
have to. It's
learn?
fine.
What do you learn in prison? Like, what? How do you like? What's the? How do you survive in prison? And how does it become? Does it become like just normal, like day-to-day 9 to 5? Like, how do you?
I guess for me now, did I manipulate the system in prison? Yeah.
Explain.
I want to say this in this respect. I had to survive, so I
Sure.
didn't have family to take care of me.
Sure.
It sucked at mail call when everybody gathered around and everybody's names being called out for mail and my name doesn't get called
Right.
out. And that's day after day after day.
Right.
The holidays come. They're making gifts and I'm not, you know what, I don't feel sorry for myself. What I did,
But people get presents in jail. Like, that's a big part of.
or you give each other presents
see.
in jail. I don't make light of me going to prison. I take full responsibility for my choices that ended me up there. While I was there, I worked for 10 cents to 12 cents an hour.
Right. This is what I'm talking about. This
Yeah.
is where they're making money.
So I learned how to break down a vehicle and rebuild the vehicles they brought back from
No
the
shit.
war. So a Humvee or a tanker,
Yeah.
I can break it down and rebuild it.
No shit. Well,
I
let's
can
come up
paint
with a show.
it. I can sandblast it.
This is a show. This is a television show we need to do.
Right.
Fucking.
I got my forklift license. I got my surf safe certification. I made the best of my time where education was concerned. So when I came out, my goal was I want to get my RN.
Okay.
That's my goal. I don't care till the day I die.
Yeah.
I will get my
Where-
BSN
where are you at?
nursing. So I have my associate,
Yeah.
and now I'm going to re-register for school when I get back, and go for my BSN.
Nice.
No,
BSN is
it's
Bachelor
Bachelor
in
in Nursing.
What's the S?
Bachelor's Scholars, BSN.
Bachelor-
It's
Is BN?
N-
BSN?
N-
I didn't know
it's
that one.
BSN.
Okay. Bachelor of Scholarly Nursing.
Really? I've always known it as BSN.
Oh, I don't know. That's something I don't know. So my mother's an RN, but then I just found out that there's all the
Bachelor's-
all the other N's.
Scholarship in but Bachelor Scholarship in Nursing.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're gonna look that one up.
Yeah, we're definitely
We're gonna correct
we're
me,
googling
'cause
this.
if I'm wrong, I want to know I'm wrong. I've always said like this is my goal.
But it's like,
Isn't
but,
that
but
funny?
once
You
you
don't
get
know
the
what that
BSN,
goal
you're,
is.
once you get the BSN, you're done. There's no
Once
other.
you get your RN,
So BSN, and then you have to be registered as a nurse after that with an
Right,
RN
I
for a
think-
different school.
I think as far as I've been able to research, like
Yeah.
I've made it as far as now, mind you, I'm a felon.
Yeah. So how does that
So when I
relate?
get out, I not only, and I say this to everybody, just because you are incarcerated, don't let anybody ever tell you you can't do anything. and I mean that firmly.
Sure.
I worked for the financial industry for many years prior to my incarceration.
Mm-hmm.
When I got out, I went to work for an accounting and tax firm.
Yeah.
When I got out, I went to work for a hospital.
Sure.
I worked in the cardiothoracic surgery department. I worked on the administration side. So anybody that tells you, doesn't matter what your charges are, that you can't do something, you tell them bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Go fuck your ass.
Exactly.
Back
Bullshit.
to the anal. What? Okay. So, and then also your added benefit is that you don't have to participate in this horrible election next year.
I don't have. Well, I could. I actually have the right to vote.
Do you have a right to vote?
Yes, we have.
I thought that's the
right to
first
vote.
thing. I don't know a lot about. You thought
It
that's the
depen-
first
I
thing
think
you
it
searched.
depends on the state, but I do.
No
have
shit.
I do have my.
And you're in Texas, so that's Trump country.
That's Trump country.
Yeah.
Look, I have no say. Right now, I have no say.
I'm flirting with somebody on the internet, and and the Trump thing comes up, and they were like, and I was like, oh my God, you've only been alive long enough to only ever see two-term presidents, and they were like, well, upcoming soon, maybe that won't be the case, and I was like, I know that you live in New York, and you think that won't be the case, but 100%. It'll be another Trump election where it goes his way because everybody who is for Trump is like out now to like prove a point.
Right.
So, and also.
And I don't understand. I asked somebody this morning, are they impeaching him or aren't they?
Well, this is what I find interesting. Everybody's got a different opinion, but what it feels like to me is like they're trying to impeach him and he's just going, nah, and then that's fine. So my concern more is that even if we do another election, even if he loses the next election, he's still just going to go, I'm not leaving.
Right.
And there's no consequences to his shenanigans.
And I'm trying not to have an opinion,
And
but I'm asking to educate
politics
me.
aside.
Yeah.
Politics aside.
Educate me. Tell
How
me
can you
what's
just
good
say
and bad.
just no and like you just say no I didn't say that. You just and just say no I'm not leaving. And it's working. Like I don't know why it's working.
I
Like
don't
no you're not impeaching me. Why is it working?
But I would like to understand, what has he not done for this country and what has he done for this country?
Well,
to my knowledge or to my experience,
yeah.
I'm not a Trump hater.
Sure.
I was not ready for a female president. Would you want me as president right now? Much less Hillary.
Well, I know for sure that you could not go. Even if you can vote, you can't go for president as a
Who
convict.
says I can't? Who
I can do
says
whatever
I
I
can't?
say
I
I
can
can do.
whatever I want.
That's funny. But yeah. So regardless of the thing, it's the big weird part of it right now. Yeah. Whatever. That's regardless of this whole thing. This is very interesting. Your life is very. It's much more lived than most people's lives.
That's what they tell me.
What do you think you've learned the most in your time on Earth?
What have I learned the most? What I've learned the most is that if you don't believe honesty is the best policy, it absolutely is. What I've learned is that respect. If you don't have respect for yourself, how can you expect anybody or have respect for others? How can you expect others to have respect for you? Right or wrong, it's like be an addict. If someone right now and I've experienced it, puts a line of Coke here in front of me, and I choose to do that line of Coke, that's a choice.
Yeah.
That's a wrong choice on my part, and only I can be responsible for that because I know right from wrong.
Right.
And the simplest lesson that I have learned is that's basically what it comes down to, is a right and a wrong answer.
Sure.
And that's how your path is going to go.
Okay.
So did I make a right decision coming back to porn? Am I ashamed to have come back into the industry? Absolutely not.
Right.
I don't think it was a bad decision. I don't think, granted, it pushed away the people that were already pushed away.
Right. But that's
just because they can't accept me.
right, and that's not your cross to bear. Now,
Right.
you brought it perfectly around to a good position. So, how do we pay for your porn? This is the thing that we're pushing a lot on this thing is like the industry's changed a lot. So you have a lot of opportunities now to cultivate your own content and to make money personally and specifically. What are those ways? How do we follow you on the internet? How do we pay for your porn? All these
Let's
things.
see. So I have a website that's being developed now. It's called www.KeliRichards.com. And I will be coming out with sites I will be at the expo.
Yep.
I will have autographed pictures. And I have to say this, and I'm going to reach out to. Had it not been for my fans and followers, and I get so emotional with this because you guys saved my life. A year ago, you guys saved my life because with everything I went through coming back in, I had no idea I had the fan base I did. And they are the people that have, I say this every day, they will make you and break you. They will buy you and sell you. They will support you, encourage you, but they will bring you down too.
Sure.
So those are the people ask why I talk to my fans and my followers, because you saved my life. But as far as any content and stuff, guys, I'm coming out with it as fast as I can.
Okay. Well,
we'll
don't
just
break
put
anything.
it out. We'll put it out. You tell me whatever you want.
Don't break anything. But okay. So we'll look out for that, and then when this episode comes out and you have all the links, we'll be sure to share them.
Yes,
we're on
shooting.
iTunes, we're on Google Play, we're on all the places you
Awesome.
find podcasts. We're sponsored by Spunk Lube. We opened up a Patreon. Look out for that. We're really looking for you guys as the fans to tell us which direction you want us to go with certain things. I'm Dan Frigolette. This is Keli Richards.
Thank you so much.
Look for our YouTube content. It's been very fun when we do this. It's awesome.